Hello and welcome to TNV Academy. I am Devarshika, and in this session, we will discuss a critical aspect of ISO 27036, the Supplier Relationship Management Framework. Managing supplier relationships effectively is essential to maintaining strong information security throughout your supply chain. ISO 27036 offers a structured approach to ensure that security risks are properly managed across all stages of the supplier lifecycle. Let's break down the key components of the Supplier Relationship Management Framework in ISO 27036 and how it can be implemented to safeguard your organization information assets. What is Supplier Relationship Management Framework? ISO 27036 outlines a framework that provides guidance on managing information security in supplier relationships. This framework helps organizations define and implement processes to manage their interactions with suppliers from a security perspective, ensuring that sensitive information remains protected throughout the relationship. The framework covers several stages, including supplier selection, contracting, monitoring, and termination, and aims to establish a robust security governance structure between the organization and its suppliers. Key components of the Supplier Relationship Management Framework. The Supplier Relationship Management Framework in ISO 27036 can be broken down into the following components. Number 1 is Supplier Risk Assessment. The first step in the framework is conducting a comprehensive supplier risk assessment. This is a critical process to identify, assess, and mitigate potential security risks that could arise from working with a supplier. ISO 27036 emphasizes that risk assessment should be conducted before entering into any supplier relationship and regularly reviewed throughout the partnership. Key points to consider: evaluate the supplier's information security policies and controls. Assess the supplier's past security performance and incident history. Identify risk associated with the supplier's location, infrastructure, and industry practices. Ensure that the supplier has the capability to meet the organization's security requirements. By performing these assessments, you ensure that only secure and trustworthy suppliers are chosen to work with your organization. Number 2 is defining security requirements. Once a supplier is selected, the organization must clearly define its security requirements. ISO 27036 stresses the importance of embedding security expectations in contracts, agreements, and service level agreements (SLAs). This ensures that both parties understand and agree on the security controls that must be implemented to protect sensitive data and systems. Some important security requirements include access controls and data protection measures, encryption of sensitive information, secure data transmission and storage practices, regular audits and compliance checks. Setting well-defined security expectations from the outset helps prevent misunderstandings and reduces the risk of security breaches down the line. Number 3 is contractual obligations and agreements. ISO 27036 places significant importance on contractual obligations to establish clear roles, responsibilities, and expectations regarding security management. Contracts should outline how both parties will manage information security risks and the consequences of failing to meet these obligations. Important considerations in contracts: clearly define roles and responsibilities for information security management. Specify how security incidents will be reported, investigated, and resolved. Outline penalties or termination clauses in case of non-compliance. Include requirements for subcontractors that may be used by the supplier. By formalizing these expectations in contracts, organizations can hold suppliers accountable and ensure that security requirements are legally binding. Number 4 is continuous monitoring and auditing. A crucial part of the supplier relationship management framework is continuous monitoring and auditing of the supplier's security performance. Once the relationship is established, ISO 27036 emphasizes the need for ongoing assessments to verify that suppliers are meeting their security obligations. Monitoring and auditing activities include regular performance reviews to assess the supplier's security controls, conducting audits to ensure compliance with agreed upon security standards, tracking any security incidents or vulnerabilities that arise during the relationship. Continuous monitoring helps organizations stay aware of any emerging risks or lapses in security, allowing for timely intervention before problems escalate. Number 5 is incident management and response. Another vital element of the framework is the establishment of incident management procedures for security breaches or vulnerabilities that involve suppliers. Both the organization and the supplier must have clear protocols for detecting, reporting, and resolving security incidents. Key aspects of incident management: timely reporting of any security breaches by the supplier, joint investigation of incidents to determine the root cause, clear communication channels for reporting and resolving issues, a well-defined escalation process for serious incidents. Effective incident management ensures that security issues are handled quickly and minimizes the impact on the organization's information systems and data. Number 6 is termination and exit strategies. ISO 27036 also addresses the importance of secure termination of supplier relationships. When a relationship ends, security risks may continue if access to systems or sensitive data is not revoked. Therefore, exit strategies must be carefully planned to ensure that the supplier no longer has access to confidential information. Considerations for termination: ensure that all access to the organization system is revoked. Safely return or dispose of any sensitive data held by the supplier. Conduct a final security review to ensure that no residual risks remain. Having a well-planned exit strategy helps prevent post-termination security breaches and ensures that the organization's data remains protected even after the relationship ends. Number 7 is supplier performance review and continuous improvement. The final component of the framework is supplier performance review and continuous improvement. ISO 27036 encourages organizations to regularly review the supplier's security performance and collaborate with them to improve their security practices over time. This can include providing feedback to the supplier on their security performance, working together to implement new security controls as threats evolve, conducting periodic risk assessments to identify new vulnerabilities. By fostering a culture of continuous improvement, both the organization and its suppliers can stay ahead of emerging threats and ensure that security practices are constantly evolving. In summary, ISO 27036 provides a comprehensive supplier relationship management framework to help organizations manage information security risks throughout the supplier lifecycle. From risk assessments to defining security requirements, continuous monitoring, and secure termination, this framework ensures that organizations can establish secure and resilient supplier partnership. By following these guidelines, you can protect your organization's sensitive data, ensure compliance with security standards, and maintain trust with your suppliers. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more insights on how ISO standards can enhance your organization's information security practices. And if you have any question, feel free to ask. And if you have found value in our videos, please do subscribe to our channel and share it with your professional colleague. See you in the next video. Thank you.